believe we're live. So I'll say, indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you so much for joining me here again. It's a hot day, but I'm happy to be here with you. Thank you. Thank you for finding yourself here with me. I'm I'm excited. I'm hopeful. Connor, your first friend, very first person whose name I'm seeing. Love you. Thank you for joining me, friend. We're gonna talk a little bit about how grateful we get to be to live in the 21st century. Grateful to be in the 21st century. Da, ba, da, ba, da. Jack is here too. Love you, but the bed's nice to have you. I want to say you've been missed, but you haven't been anywhere else other than here now. Maxine is here too. Even Corey is joining us. So much love to you, Joy V. I've been thinking about you a lot, dear friend. It's crazy. Like I've been thinking about you a lot, like a lot. And then I, I like Shannon sent me a message that you sent a photo, and then I'm like, going to send, and I'm like, Joy V's been sending me so many vibes, sending those vibes right back to you. Damn Tunes and Jack beat Shannon me this morning. I was actually surprised. I was like, not Joy V and Shan, Contunes. I'm happy. So much love to you. We're here now. Here now. What's up, wonderful weirdos? Beautiful tree, dude. You want to see the tree above me? Look at that, isn't it? If that isn't a fractal, oh goodness, it looks even cooler. Yeah. Ah, damn. This is gonna be influencing us. This whole stream, I'm sure of it. The tree's gonna communicate through us. It's gonna be like, yes, tell them to feed me fertilizer or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what trees would tell us. Thank you for joining me. It's so nice to have you here. Maxine, Connor, Shannon and Nana, Jack, Corey, Joy V. It's nice to have you friends here. I'm always waiting at 9:59. Ultra I don't have Wi-Fi anymore, and now that school is back in session, my connection is slower, so it takes a minute for the stream to come through. Can you drop the resolution? I hope that the voice comes through clear. Don't have to see all of the pixels. I love you, dear Shannon. It's kind of trippy to me where you are right now, and the fact that out of everything that Connor could have said yesterday, it was like abundance, and then the card, abundance. It's just, yeah. I know you've probably been, yeah. I love you, Shannon. Gabby Abby, Bobby Wobby loves YouTubies, loves you. Thank you, Gabby Goo, for joining us too. It's nice to have you here, friend. Eat red meat. The man, the myth, the mysterious, marvelous Meltmore is here to make the world love again. I don't know if the world ever stopped loving. I just feel maybe the world stopped loving itself. So thank you, dear friend, for loving me, for loving yourself too. It's so nice to have you. Eat red meat. How have you been, friend? It's been a while. Hungry Fox too. So much love to you. It's been months since I've seen you, dear friend. Awesome tree. I love trees, both for giving oxygen and the smoking kind. On that note, I'm gonna go get myself some of the smoking kind of tree, and then I'll be back here again momentarily. Ow. Wow. Love you. God help us. You help us, dear friend. No pomegranate. We can't ask God to help us, dude. You have to help us, friend. Like think about that. I'm actually being serious. Like we can be like, "Oh, God help us." And then, we get tsunami. Or we can be like, "Yeah, how about we gather the people, we let them know that there's a tsunami coming. We get them in our cars. We drive them out of the danger zone." You know? You know? I think you know. Thank you for knowing. I'll be back in a second to know some more with you, friends. Now I'm gonna run. I'm like a hell hasty. puppy. Oh, you puppy. Are you holding my seat for me? That's nice. That's nice of you. Oh, that's nice. Can I have it back? Huh? Hmm? Can I have my seat back? Hmm? Thank you. Thank you, sweet girl. And thank you, sweet friend, for holding the space for me. It's always a pleasure having you here. Get my things on the ground. Get myself situated on the ground. Joel, it's nice to have you here, dear friend. Thank you for the power. Necronomicon 69 says, I told you a month ago that I had to poop. Just to update you, I am pooping. I'm happy, friend. I'm weirdly enough relieved. Super relieved, because if you've been holding it for a month, dude, I don't know how you just didn't straight up die. So the fact that you're still alive and well, pooping, it gives me hope, friend. Makes me happy. Why are you gonna be like this? Why are you gonna I love you. Thank you for joining me, friend. I feel you can't too. It's refreshing YouTube constantly. You friends are too much. True, I need some tree in my bowl. I'm gonna get some tree in my bowl as well very soon. Smoke it out of my bong of life, tree of life bong, you know. So treeception, and it's made of bamboo, and the bowl is made of marijuana wood, so even more treeception. Shanansky, good vibes to you, Fred, Joy. Thank you, Galbert, for saying hi. I'm still a little high from an edible I had yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, it was Thursday. Was it Thursday? Yeah. I know what day it is. Rudo? Wat de dag is dit? Dit is vrijdag. Vind je dat net echt nog een zaterdag voor een seconde? I thought it was Saturday. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me now, Gab. I'm happy that you're still. Is it like a good, still kind of high after the edible you had, or is it the squam, 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 squam? You know, just like noise kind of high after after yesterday. We are all God. There we go. While also being without divinity, the universe answers our queries indiscriminately. So I don't think we are without divinity. I just feel we aren't the only ones with divinity, you know? Where, like a lot of people, or I don't know if people is the right word, entities that want to perceive themselves as godlike beings, you know, for some reason, hold at the same time the want or the desire to be the only one that is in that state, right? You know, I'm God and you're not God. And because I'm God and you're not God, there is a power dynamic between me and you know, and that shit is the bullshit. That's the stuff that's hurting us. To realize that all of us is this Godhead, you know, this node of consciousness coming out of infinity, right? Without you, right now, in this moment, nothing, nothing, like nothing, just nothing. And yet here, everything, because you are. That, that is God, dude. That to me is God, at least. Had to let the dogs out for a late night potty break. My entire vision in the dark was geometry. Yeah, you see, Gob has been the best example of how you should be using weed. He basically uses it like once a week at this point, where he makes music with friends, and then we'll smoke a little bit, or he'll just, you know, use a little bit of weed on Thursdays. And as a result of it, the weed works, to say it in so many words. Literal geometry in the darkness. Huh. I ate a cannabis seed. Neat. I love when the darkness geometries. It's like, what did you just say? Nope, nothing. No. The grass is so green. It's not because I'm high, it's just because it is. Joy Vive, it's getting greener and greener. I've been gooiing water. Like, there's been, unironically, like probably a ton. I probably poured a ton, actual ton of water on the grass, you know, since I made it my solemn vow that the grass will be green again, you know. And it was almost like this thing I had to overcome in myself, where I was like, the grass will be green again, you know, when the rain comes. And I realized and I recognized that. And then at the same time, instead of just waiting for the rain to come, for the grass to be green, I took the initiative and I was like, yes, I'm gonna start. I kind of like wanted to plug the the sprinkler in, but Some of you friends might not like the in the background, which I understand and I honor. So yeah, good. I'm happy. I'm happy that it's green. I hope that it's doing some good stuff to your eyeballs as well. I'm not normally the spiritual. The stream really brings that side of me out. Jack, good. Like that's a compliment, dude. Like yo, yes, dude. I don't think you could flatter me more than you just did. Bring that spirituality out, friend. It's in you. It's in you. It's not in us. It's not in the space. It's in you. The space is just, I feel, welcoming, open enough for us to be ourselves instead of worrying about being perceived in one way or another. I hope you're feeling better today, Gabrigu. I feel he is. I can just feel like good vibes coming from Gab. Some of that BS melted away yesterday. None of us lack divinity. We just choose to forget, Jack. There we go. We forget or we convince ourselves that the divinity is outside of ourselves. I say that we are without divinity because the true divinity is the belief in ourselves to do well rather than intrinsic power. Belief is that power. Exactly, dude. And it's almost like impossible to really believe. You have to work hard to forget. You have to work hard to forget. And we keep we keep working hard actively to forget. It's like we like it or something. Damn, sounds like a trip, Goblin. Hope that the edible is helping you through this morning. Belief may be intrinsic, but I see what you mean, friend. Thank you for the love, for sharing ideas. I have some wild ideas about belief, so pardon my confusing words. Jack, it's you, dear friend. Right? Like, that's the thing about trying to speak to people. It's always going to fall short of the total message. And yet, we can technically sit here in silence and still get the message. Mm. I haven't even started talking about today's topic. We're living in the 21st century. So let me just share where it came from. I wake up this morning, and I basically in my dream state just before waking up, I'm like deeply entrenched in this medieval world, and I'm some sort of knight, and we have a oh goodness, like I'm a knight, I'm seen as the shit, if you will, in this world, and yet it's shit. Everything's shit. Like, the food is bad, hygiene bad. There's no running water. My bed sucks ass. My blankets are rough, and I'm just like viscerally existing as a knight in this world. And I'm like, what's wrong? Why am I feeling this way? And then I wake up and I feel my soft blanket around me, and I notice the soft bed pushing up against my body. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness I'm living in the 21st century. I have electricity, running water. I know how to wash my hands to stay hygienic. We're here, friends. We've made it, right? That state of our existence, when we used to be knights, sitting around fires, having conversations about the future. This is the future we were talking about. This. You're living in the future we used to talk about. And just to acknowledge that for a second, to be like, oh shit, here we are, the 21st century. Might not all be good, but it's better, I swear. It's better. Goodness, it's a lot better. And it will keep getting better, I'm sure. I'm happy to be going through this process with you, friends. Like, even though it will get better, it will suck if we can't share it. So thank you. Thank you for sharing it with me. Time is strange. I really got confused on Wednesday. My bong fell over. I really got confused on Wednesday because there was no dancing. So my brain decided it was Thursday. I did dance on Wednesday though. I just didn't dance directly after the stream. I did a dancing stream of its own. Maybe a little bit out of the schedule or the usual pattern where I just kind of like start dancing after the Wednesday stream, but I hope you still saw it, Joy Vive. It was an amazing one. I need to be intentional with my weed smoking. Definitely makes me feel more type, makes you feel some type of way rather than just feeling suited all day. Exactly. And I feel the only way to be intentional with your weed smoke is to literally set intentions as you smoke weed. You know, you're like, yeah, oh, I almost said shit. I poured some water on my marijuanas. It's not happy with me. It's like, "What? I'm sorry. I kind of want to smoke it with the water on it. I don't know why. New experiences, I guess. Yeah, it'll work. Maybe some more water. A little bit more. Okay, maybe that's too much. Yeah, struggles. Riding the struggle bus for just a second, with the acknowledgement that we're here. You know, to picture yourself as a medieval peasant. You know, you're working 18 hours a day just to have food for the winter. Just picture that. Yeah, that's pretty ass. And then how you are now, having access to running water, having access to the internet, having access to technology, being able to be literate. You can read and you can write. Oh goodness, so many things to be grateful for. To being grateful. Thank you, friends. No, Mrs. Wynn. Please, please have mercy on my little fire. I hope you can't see this. Shouldn't be surprised. But wet weed doesn't burn. The more you know. The more you know. Living in the 21st century, playing ancient technology. Woo! Being grateful feels good, yo. Feels real good. For example, I always believe that all religion exists simultaneously within their region of worship. Olympus in Greece, Asgard in Scandinavia, etc. Have they influenced outside of those boundaries? They have influence outside of those boundaries, but they are strongest in their place of origin. It's an interesting perspective, Jack. I like it. I held a similar perspective, but more in the context of archetypes, you know, where every single time we try to explain God, we're trying to explain the same thing, you know? Like there's this ethereal, larger than us, awe-inspiring, melting presence within self, within all of us, you know? And then exploring that side of ourselves elicits wisdom, you know? Information comes from that place. And then we try to give that information to other beings. And then in the attempt to give that information, and in the attempt to give that information over a long time, dogma forms, where we assume certain sets of information is correct and certain sets of information is incorrect. And then religions form, you know. And I feel like we're finally back at the point where we're like, yeah, nobody knows Jack, yo. Every single one of us has to figure it out for ourselves, has to be present within ourselves, has to find that which they call God in you. In you. In you, friend. It's right here. Look yourself in the mirror. Find God. Find God. That seems legit, Jack. I like it. I do like it, Joy V. So in that way, technically all of them are God, right? Like all of the gods, the fictions of God could be multifaceted archetypes of the larger God in the first place. And then again, with this acknowledgement of infinity, yes, they actually exist because everything within infinity. Like, infinity boggles my brain every single day. I think I've used the word infinity on these streams more times than I'd like to know, and yet still, it doesn't make any sense. It can't ever. Maybe that's why I keep using it. I like the word infinity more than I like the word God for the depiction slash description of what we try to get at when we talk about God. Infinity has less cultural bias than God. Also, cartoons, smoking with intention really does make a difference. Give it a try. Absolutely. Thank you, Shan, for that encouragement. That would be cool, Jack. But personally, I believe they are all just trying to put names and faces to the infinite nothingness that is reality. Religion is just a means of control. There we go. Yeah, I believe the same. Would love to try it, Shan. Thanks for the encouragement, friend. Please do, Connor. Like, seriously. Like, even if you want to go extra intentional with it, write yourself, like, if you have sticky notes or anything, any piece of paper laying around, write yourself a little mini message, you know? I am a being of love. And then blah, 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 smoke your weed. It makes a bigger difference than you can even realize sometimes. You know, you'll be like, why is this experience so beautiful? And then it'll click to you, oh, I set an intention today. Of course, cartoons, let me know how it goes, please do. Do I believe in gods slash God? Not really. I'm happy letting the infinite spiral evolution, both mental and physical, guide me. There we go. Like, I feel I do believe in God, you know, in so many words. Like, and again, I believe in it because I've met you, right? That if I was completely alone, just mono in nature, I don't I don't know if it works that way, right? Man versus nature, just that. Then I think I have a harder time finding God, even though it is the same thing. Then I would have had a hard time finding God, have not meeting you. Words are hard, okay? As in, man, nature, spending his entire existence in nature as man, you know? Maybe never even trying to find God. And yet, man meeting man. Still, both nature. And yet, both of them accessing that spirit, this awareness, this perceiver, the observer, right? Where are you looking from? You cannot touch the place from which you're looking, right? And we're all looking from the same place. And then when you look into another person's eyes, you look into yourself. You look into God. That's what God is to me. And I believe in that more than anything. I don't believe in it from this perspective of it's something I have to worship outside of myself in the hopes that it will save me or in the hopes that I'll be allowed access to heaven. Because if this isn't heaven, oh goodness, goodness, then I don't know what is. Your vibes transmission hit the spot, Shanansky. Thank you, Brother God, for letting her know that it did. Most religions are based on previously told religions that are based on astrology and the zodiac. That's true, actually. Even Christianity, that are based on the Mesopotamians' idea of belief. The only true way we can bring everyone together is to create a belief in the fact that the world is temporal and temporary, that doesn't have to put a label on God, letting the infinite silence ring out. Yes, Connor. Dude, like, if we could, like, frame a message, you know, on the stream forever, that would be one of the messages to be framed on the stream forever, yes. Like, I feel what we're doing here is creating a belief that's not a belief, you know? A religion that's not a religion. It's the anti-religion. That damn it. You cannot escape the paradox though. That's the stupid thing, you know? Even if you are the anti-religion, a religion that isn't a religion, that will be a religion. It's so stupid. It's like the new episode of Rick and Morty. If your friends have watched it, right? Grandsonism. It's not a cult. It's a fact. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's a religion. No, it's not. It's a fact. It's how it is. We're all the same being. No, but that sounds pretty culty. No, it's not. No, it's not. We'll fight. We'll get so fighted about it. People will refuse to accept that we are the same thing, the same consciousness, the same awareness, perceiving different facets of our own experience. And as soon as we really acknowledge, as soon as we accept that we are the same thing, experiencing different facets, we, as the same thing, will ensure that every single version of ourselves experience the best possible facet of that experience, right? It's this exponentially, cumulatively explosive fractal of infinity opening up in front of us. And you're doing it right now. You're doing it right now. You cannot stop doing it. Dude, thank you, Connor, for the inspiration, friend. I'm happy to hear that, Gaver. I love you, friend. The only thing that is real is now, friends. So beautiful. I'm glad to be in this moment with all of you beautiful fractals. Connor, as we are grateful to have you. Without you in this stream, it wouldn't be the same. Literally. Literally, like really, really. It's been a while since the Johar made an appearance in the stream, Mel. It has been. I felt today, like I saw it, and I was like, you're coming with me, little homie. Coming with me. Like for me, it's just the amount of stuff I have to carry already. That kind of forces me to leave it. Trying to get ready for an Indian wedding ceremony this evening. I don't know how to fix my hair. Give me the Wyzik energy to figure it out. Where's Wyzik? Where is he? Let's see if he'll be summoned into the space. I wish I could even begin. I'm like, for me, hair is like, it grows out of your head, and then you wash it, and then like kind of get it out of your face. That's the extent of my hairstyling prowess. Wash it, and then you comb it out of your face, and then you dry it, or it dries itself. Disregard the possibility of a deity being the foundation for someone's belief. Definitely something to think about. I think I missed the previous. There we go. This is weirdly getting into Tool's lyric territory, and I'm all for it. I totally see where you're coming from. While I fully agree, I find that leaving people to their own devices is healthier than disregarding the possibility of a deity being the foundation for someone's belief. Definitely something to think about. Jack, you're making all of us think about it. That is my conundrum. The fact that I see people placing their belief in a deity outside of themselves. That separation. That separation breaks me. It's like the ultimate sin, missing the mark. Say yes to a life that you are willing to let the fullness of it wash over you. Woo! And carry you into an ever deepening understanding. The understanding of all that God is. Yow. If that isn't the thing worth saying in this thing that we're in right now, then I don't know what is. Saying yes to life that you were willing to let the fullness of it wash through you and carry you into an ever deepening understanding. The understanding of all that God is. Right? Not assuming you know anything, but the openness to let it melt you. And you can get melted into infinity, and you will still be. You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. Yeah, I love the sweetest of the sweet. The creme de la creme, the nectar of the gods, right here. Jovan, you friends as the gods, giving the nectar that is your words. Oh, that sounds beautiful, Joe. You're so pretty. Your hair will be amazing any way you decide to do it. So my mind obviously had to be like, oh yeah, Shannon, challenge accepted. And then I just imagined Jovan where she had like some sort of super glue. Not actual super glue, but a glue that is in fact super. And she just like gelled spikes. It was wham. It was wham. She has long hair, so those spikes would be big. I think she would still rock it, but I don't know if it would fit the Indian attire. I think probably in Indian culture that would be seen as extremely rude because you would inadvertently take attention away from the bride. I don't know if it works that way in Indian culture, but I know it works that way in Western culture. You're not allowed to take any attention away from the bride. Like I've heard stories where women go to weddings and then they dress in like some of the most elaborate clothing they can just so that they can get the attention as opposed to go to the bride. And I'm like, people do that. People do stuff like that. The only time I engage with religion is either through mythology or modern fiction. I have a bunch of stories about man becoming God through strange circumstances and dealing with the consequences. Either they became God through exemplary action, or they stumbled onto the role, or they took it by force. I've created so many worlds based on what if I was God? More accurately, what if I had to be God, just as everything collapses onto itself? Also, a couple of things I think I miss thinking about, talking about, is the mouth harp. You watch Rick and Morty? Of course I do, Chad. Of course. Sorry for the chat. You don't have to apologize for anything, friend. It's nice to see parts of you. Thank you for sharing it with all of us. Mm, 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 mm. I loved all of what you said. I feel like I got confused as I was reading. Hmm. So when you say you have a bunch of stories, I started reading when you said I have a bunch of stories. The fractal was beloved Jack having a bunch of books. I have a bunch of stories. And as I kept reading, I realized that the stories are coming from you and you're the one writing them. Am I assuming correctly in seeing this fractal? And if I am, you keep going getting it. Send something to us if you'd be willing to. Jack, I see where you're coming from. When you say belief structures, back in ancient times, most people believed everything was God. The creation of God, you and everything are a fractal of God. They believed that in ancient times. Hmm. Seems them ancient times, maybe they knew something. What happened? What went wrong in the meanwhile? Hey, there he is! We have summoned him into the space. I cannot stay long today, but I'm grateful I can show up today and share light with you friends. How are you feeling today? Anything present in our space? We're talking about God again, dude. Talking about God from the perspective of what we should think of when we say the word God, instead of what we have thought of when we say the word God. You know, that God is both Zeus, Thor, Loki, you know, the Christianity, the Hindu gods, you know, and all of these fractals, you know, trying to elicit the same. Hmm. Isaac, it's nice to have you. We summoned him. We did. Oh, I see. We're talking hair. We were. We were for a moment, actually. You should, like, give Jovan some some information. Shaves head bald. I'm going to the wedding as God. Shannon is like, yeah, you know, Jovan, your hair is so beautiful. No matter how you style it, it'll be beautiful. Shaves her hair, cosplays as God at the wedding. Why is it? You summoned him. You actually did, Jovan. You powerful being, you. Much love to you for being open to talking about your own beliefs. That is how we will truly bring the world together. We already are. Here we are, as the world, together right now. Connor, so much love to you, friend. How wild. I literally was washing dishes and stopped feeling cold. It was wrong, wrong, wrong. We were actually summoning you, dude. Unironically summoning you. I'll just phase over there, Joe. Hold up. You know, like I'm imagining space time, you know, as like a sandwich. And then as Brother Isaac is trying to, you know, warp, he just shifts space time and then appears in a different space, in a different time, right next to Jovan. Starts herring. Wyzik, legendary hair flow must. Wyzik hair flow must be legendary. You actually see it, Connor. He has beautiful hair, friend. Did I miss a few? Just a face. I misspoke. I wrote the stories. Sicketh, Jack. Write more, dude. Like we're gonna need you, friend. We're gonna need you to write a bunch of stories. I feel I can be creative as a character, but I am very much looking for writers, dude. We already have a few. But goodness, dude, we're gonna make so much stuff. We're gonna need all of you. I misspoke. I wrote the story. So much love to you again, friend. Keep growing those fractals. Talking about God. Why are we always talking about that fool? He's just a chill, bro. We're talking more about all of it, right? About the perception within, and especially like we're talking about the fact that we're living in the 21st century right now as well, you know, and how over our entire human history we've held all of these different beliefs about God, and now we're in a moment where we get to choose. We actually get to choose because we have more information than we ever have. You know, like I happen to be living in South Africa. I grew up in an extremely orthodox, you know, Christian household. In so many words, there are fractals that I do not agree with, still practiced in this space. Yet, as this individual I am, living in this space, I have had exposure to Hindu philosophy. I've had exposure to Buddhism. I've had exposure to Muslim. Muslim? Yes, Muslim. I've had exposure to the Wu Wei, Confucianism. I've had so much more exposure to these other, external ways of thinking outside of my culture that I could have, through all of this exploration, try to form a personal understanding of what all of these things are trying to get at. Instead of believing that this is the truth, this religion I'm believing in is truth, and then because I believe this as truth, you don't know the truth by not knowing this truth, right? So you are the lie, you are the fear, you are the separation. Realizing that love is truth, not what you believe in this world, but the love that is within the world. And kind of like bringing that into our everyday understanding is going to be a challenge, but it's one that we have gladly accepted. Walking into it, Joe, you just got hair like mine. We only have to worry about 1/3 of the hair. It's nice. The most acceptable representation of what an actual monistic god is in my mind really is just Prismo. Yeah, dude, Prismo is really cool. Prismo is really cool. Like, for some reason, the coolest part about Prismo to me right now in this moment is his voice. Like, just, yeah, I can't even. Is it Kamar? Kamal? I don't know what his name is. But Prismo is just such a dude. Such a viber. Like, weirdly enough, for me, one of my favorite entities is the owl entity. Chilling with him all the time. The ancients definitely were more in tune with the higher selves. They had to be. Like, I mean, that was. I feel like if you weren't, you would almost like it would be easier for you to resolve to base human instinct, base animal, instead of towards divinity, especially in those times before the 21st century, because we had less information and we had less things to distract us from our animal natures. Jovan, thank you for the love. I'm happy that gonna cosplay as Gob. Yo, Prismo, Connor is in tune as well. Legendary, the most legendary ever. So Jovan, that's the goal here. What do we like about your hair? What do we want to be different? How formal is the event? And how does your hair hold curl? There we go. Those are the questions you need to be asking. I did actually take English extension to enhance my creative writing skills, and I studied drama as well to help with script writing. Yes. Yes, Jack. And you're what? 18? Just think about that shit. Suddenly starts working harder. I'm gonna start frantically doing push-ups and stuff, dude. I feel like I'm falling behind. So much love to you, Fred. You're an inspiration. Melt, when Jasmine is a lawyer and making bank. I'll start a small entertainment LLC. You can just make the move to America and start creating. Don't you threaten me with a good time. We'll see you do it first, friend. We'll all do it. That's the cool thing about it. And not only are we all gonna do it, but we're all gonna be a part of the melting collective, the individuals that want to melt the minds of people that believe fear is true. Changing that paradigm, shifting it toward love. I'm looking forward to it. Isaac, thank you, friend, for sharing that. It gives me so much hope. Hey, he's the Gateway Goblin joining us too. Love Boom! Thank you for love booming all of us. I appreciate you. Isaac, I've got some braids. This is Jovan's comment. And I was thinking a lazy updo. I braided it last night and I took them out this morning, hoping it would hold curls, but it is way too heavy and now just a little wavy. Like, Jovan, the imagery I have in my head right now, having seen, your kind of like stitched up do as well, I think you look great just as you are. I think you can just rock up, just like that. Dressed as well, obviously, but yeah, looks beautiful to me. Being exposed to all different religions makes you realize how similar they truly are in trying to create divine faith. Yeah. And that is the information that I extracted, I was like, ah, infinity, huh? Okay, I see ya. I see ya. Sometimes it can be nice to take like some small section around the temples, braiding those sections and pulling them back together into a ponytail that kind of holds the hair out of your face. So like a little bit here and then whooshwink, right? I'm guessing if you mean, but allows it to look nice and casual, half up. Do you think that would be nice enough? It sounds beautiful. I love Adventure Time too. The lore gets me all the time. Just having their god be a dude named Gob with four heads. That is all him. I just tripped out for a second. Like I jokingly call God sometimes, you know. And yes, yes, Connor. There is so much similarity between all different religions, especially in today's context. Though it's interesting to see what they focus on and where that differs, what their values are. You know, like that's the most interesting thing. Values, values is the real thing. You know, even in the Stoic times, the man is not a man's worth or a man's divinity is not measured in his riches, in his property, in his accomplishments, but always in his values. What does he value? There, I'm like spacing on the Reddit comments. I love you, friend, so much. I'm sorry. Connor, Hungry Fox, am I tripping? Or is that the ocean in the background? You are, in fact, tripping. Not the ocean. Mountains. Mountains. Thank you for asking. I'm on my way to the danger zone. Thank you for heading into the danger zone with me. I do believe it's mountains. It's true. Tripping definitely. We have on the PK here too. Let those negativities melt away. Right? And it's not toxic positivity being like, let the negativity melt away. It is you acknowledging that you're shining light, right? The fact that you're experiencing something right now means that from here, shining light out. Hmm? That shit literally melts away negativity. You just have to see the beauty in it. Thank you, PK, for sharing that love, dear friend. I have divinity, and I await the arrival of aid. I am thankful that you are here, Revolutionary Ad. I'm thankful you're here with me too, dear friend. Thank you for joining us. Love you all. Love you, Auntie. Thank you for sending love to me. Sending love right back to you too. Yo, that instrument is so goofy. I feel like I'm in the outback Australia. It's sick, isn't it, Carter? I'm happy that you enjoy it too. Auntie says, walking miles up to school this morning, he exchanged hellos with a sweet girl from his class. Then, as we were going separate ways, he kindly told her, if you die, you'll meet God. What a G. What a G. Little Miles is already turning knobs on the infinity. Thank you for sharing that on me. So sweet. The hell did he just. Yeah, exactly. He was like, oh, look at. What? 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 Do you know something that I don't know? Am I gonna die? Suddenly have an enlightening experience. I had a moment while meditating a few days ago. I channeled my inner Uncle Becky and took 3 breaths. Let's do that as well. One for the past, the people and the experience that brought us to today. One for the present, for being who you are, and for being here now. And one for the future, for your hopes and for your dreams to be achieved, and for the lessons needed to be given. It made me cry a little, and I felt so damn good. Corey, thank you for making me feel good as well, friend, for choosing to share that experience with all of us. I appreciate your divinity, friend. You're beautiful. People are more depressed in the 21st century. It's true. Environmental bat. It's really true. And it's because we are in a meaning crisis. You know? Literally. Like we don't know what we mean. Right? Some of us get to the point where we think we mean nothing. where I want to convince you that you mean everything. You're infinite, literally. Infinite. Like in every conceivable way. Infinite. That I can start to disassemble your body down to the molecules, down to the subatomic particles. And if I had the tools to, beyond that, infinite, just physically, right? Then there is your consciousness, this experiencer. Where does it start? Where does it end? Infinite. Then there is the life that you've lived, your entire past, right? Even the past before you were born, and then the entire future. And yet, here, now, in the infinite. Like there's so many fractals, you know? And I feel that is going to be our next problem to solve. It's not food security, not entertainment, not comfort, but how to be happy. Having those things. Having less of those things, having more of those things. How to be happy. And it's difficult, friend. That's why people are struggling right now. I used to struggle a lot. I tried to kill myself because I didn't know how to cope with it. I'm happy I failed. I'm happy I'm still here. I'm happy to be here with you, friends, especially. Your loved environmental bat. Keep showing up, friend. Keep showing up. Devices meant to bring people together have created a divide and brought people to the realization that technology can only make us so happy, but can't figure out how to be at peace. There we go, Corey. You know what I'm meaning, dude. That's it. The timeless beauty. Thank you. Yesterday I joked myself by saying my retrograde was going well. Yesterday after the stream, it got very overwhelming. There are currently 4 planets in retrograde. Tuning into all of the frequencies here now. You know, all of these retrogrades. And yet, here now. Right? Not retrogrades, here now. Retrogrades, here now. All of the past, here now. All of the future, here now. All of existence. Alien species on different planets in different galaxies, here now. They can't be anywhere else. Can't change yourself. Can only experience the beauty of what is here now. Maxine, I love you so much, friend. Thank you for sharing that. It's funny how we do that sometimes. Stiff but alive. Praying that this cup of coffee gets me going. How about you, friend? I'm hoping so as well. Melty, can I see you on the YouTubes? I can see you on the YouTubes as well. You look skinny, friend. I can tell the fasting has worked its magic. I look skinny. Oh, you mean like when you went back? You went back in time, yeah. Yeah, like I think since starting to stream, I've lost between 20 and 40 pounds. I'm not exactly sure, but it's somewhere there. I was pretty chunkered when I came back from China. Thank you, Maxine. I'm feeling a lot better for it as well. 21st century, quote incoming. Please hit me with quotes. Fred Herberts. This is actually a person. He usually sends quotes, but that's the first time I think we're actually just seeing him use his fingers. Sick. Thank you for joining us. I stressed a bit, but everything will ultimately be all right. The day will turn to night and back to day. Hoping your day goes well. Thank you. Dear Lane for sending that love too, friend. I hope your day goes well, man. What has been difficult for you? It is Friday at least. Getting to wind down. It's week 3 for you, right? How's it been? Do you feel like you're in the fractal, in the schedule? Do you feel comfortable in it? How's it going? If it weren't for coffee, nothing would get done in society. No construction, no factory work, no night light. You would get rid of it, but it's too damn good. Well, Corey, you know, you can argue that the Industrial Revolution was literally powered on caffeine, dude. That when we initially started with the Industrial Revolution, as we understand it now, people used to give their factory employees beer. They would give them alcohol so that they could bear to ka-chunk, 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 you know? And then We've figured out coffee works better to make people ka-chunk ka-chunk. And then coffee became the most consumed substance on the planet Earth, and people have no qualms drinking coffee. Oh, I'm gonna drink a coffee. Drugs, straight up drugs. You're putting in your body. No conception that that is something significant, right? And then we'll see someone smoke weed, and then having been maybe orthodox, drinking coffee your whole life but never smoking weed, you're like, oh, you're putting something in your body that's changing your perception of consciousness? How dare thine? I'm like, do you drink coffee? Yeah. Oh, right. What do you think that does? And the crazy thing is how different plants affect perception differently. I feel like it's one of those cool caveats of reality. It's like, yeah, not only is there all of this cool stuff, but there is all of this cool stuff that makes all of the cool stuff cooler. Yow. This is so amazing. All of it. The 21st century. Here's the quote. Who, in their right mind, Kevin, would possibly deny the 20th century was entirely mine? All of it, Kevin. All of it. Al Pacino in The Devil's Advocate. That's a pretty cool quote. Thank you, Fred. I appreciate you sharing it. One of the best inventions ever. Coffee. Coffee. I mean, nature invented it. Nature invented it, and we were like, sick it. Thank you, nature. We have a little coffee plant growing there, actually, as well. Gotta head to rehearsal. Mwah! Love you, Lane. Check you again. Relating to today's topic, I'm so damn grateful that I get to exist in the time and the music we have been. Yo, Maxine. The fact that we have speakers, just that. The fact that you have a device on your mobile device that vibrates air, creating the sounds coming out of my face right now. Like that, just that's a lot. That's so much. That's so much, and yet here we are, actively doing it. We have figured out a lot of things, and we have figured out how to be upset, angry, demonizing of all of these things as well at the same time. You friends give me hope for the future. The fact that you're using the technology you have in the 21st century, which is in a lot of ways the age of distraction, there's going to be more distraction than ever in the existence of humanity now. And throughout all of this distraction, you have allowed yourself presence of loved ones. Bravo. Bravo. That's freaking impressive. The world you know is a lie, and everything you see has been made to give you the illusion of the world you know. Morpheus in the Matrix. Definitely not the exact quote, but very much the reality we are in right now. Beer. Yeah. Fjaza. Bowser. I don't know how to say that symbol. Is it a Z? Pivazer. Pivazer. This is beer. Drive drunk off a pier. Pivazer. Drink all day. Helps your troubles blow away. I don't know if I butchered that, but thank you, Fred. I appreciate you sharing it nonetheless. I've been ready for the shift in life. I've always wanted to pursue something creative like skit comedy, me too, or animation. Same. I've always been passionate about voice acting. We're gonna do that, dude. I know it in my heart without a shadow of a doubt at this point, right? Because we grew up in the age where we had that as one of the most beautiful mediums to give information to ourselves, right? Adventure Time, Rick and Morty, The Amazing Adventures of Gumball. Those are coming to my mind right now. But SpongeBob, even just SpongeBob. That I love SpongeBob because that goofy, childlike, it does something for us. It creates an archetype that we can tell stories through, and that as a medium of creation is beautiful, beautiful. So I feel it's inevitable that we're going to be creating stuff like that as well, dude. Share our stories. I look forward to hearing yours, Brother Bear. Maybe some of the two. For example, Greek mythos, all focused on hubris and greed, while Buddhism is ascension and enlightenment of the individual. Yet all of it is connected to the same core foundation. Amazing how each culture uses those tools to focus on different aspects of the human spirit. I feel like that's the cool thing about this space as well, in a way, is because instead of assuming that we know anything about these things and focusing on that, like this is what we're going to focus on, like, this is going to be our reality, we're exploring all of these different facets of humanity from this genuine perspective of not knowing anything. I smoke weed while talking about these things to add some extra "don't take me seriously" to the whole mix. You know, it's such a beautiful medium of creation. Yeah, Elvis connecting. Completely right. Wysek, I will hit you up with a voice actor for my new project. Yes, please, Connor. I also volunteer my services. I will also voice act for you. Dear Connor, it'll be an honor to participate. There we go. I've always loved doing voices. It's such a fun way to play. It really is. Thank you. Otherwise, Zach. Can I also be involved? Yow! All of us are like, yow, sign me up. I want to create things. Yeah, we're going to do it. I would always practice voices on my brother. If he laughed, I knew it was doing something right. Sick, dude. That's how I practice all of my voices in DMs for Dungeons and Dragons. I spent time thinking yesterday. It wasn't exactly Dungeons and Dragons. I think it was called um, Runners, something Runners. Ah, man, I'm having a hard time. It's basically this world, also Dungeons and Dragons vibes, but set in like a future hyper technical world. And in the same way that you can like pick yourself weapons and spells and stuff like that, in this world you can choose, to become like a hacker, or I chose to be a cyber psycho when I played it. My character was called Hack and Slash, where he kind of got stabbed in the face and then they kind of revived him, and because he got stabbed in the face, his one eye got replaced, and it either shines red, shines blue, or shines purple. When it shines blue, it's his happy-go-lucky version of himself. When it shines red, it's his murderous version of himself. And when it shines purple, it's the Zen version of himself. Super calm. And I love playing that character. Like being psycho, being happy-go-lucky. And I also I spend most of my points into like melee damage slash katanas. So I would attack people outside. Literally, they would be standing inside of a building and I could see through the walls, and I would be like, I am gonna attack with my sword the wall, and I'll cut as deep as I can, striking at the opponent on the other side of the wall. and then I and then I roll 16 hits. Literally, like you could literally in that game have like 26 dices. It's an amazing way to play, and I just decimate buildings as the cyber psycho. Oh, it was so cool, man. Being a character, it's so fun. Creating characters is so fun. Jack Cooler times 10 in the Joe book, right? So cool. It's so nice to know more. The more we know about one another, the more we realize how cool we are. Thank you. Ghost Runner? I don't think it's Ghost Runner. Ah, man. Cyberpunk is burnt into my brain right now, but it's not called Cyberpunk. It's not a Cyberpunk 2077 board game. It's Shadowrunners. I think it's called Shadowrunners. Is it Shadowrunners? Man, it's been too long. It's been like 4 years since I've played it now. B is like an S in German. It's Bisswater beer in the GTA universe with catchy commercials. Ah, okay, yeah. I didn't play enough GTA to catch that reference, but I appreciate you making sure I do. Ghost Runner was an absolute sick game, though. Did I play Ghost Runner? I don't think I have either. Thank you, Connor, for resonating with our beloved Corey. Also, quick fact, my username, Toxicity42, is just my favorite metal album combined with a Douglas Adam reference. Douglas Adam? Is Douglas Adam the writer of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Life, the universe. What is the meaning of life, the universe, and everything, Paul. Yes, you're right. It is indeed 42. That whole book kind of like really bringing to your attention that what's important isn't so much formulating the best possible question, but what's important is formulating the best kind of answer. That you can formulate the best possible question. What is the meaning of the universe, life, and everything? That's a pretty good question to get an answer for that. But you can't. So, contrivedly, the answer is 42. You know, sure, ask good questions, get stupid answers. Ask stupid questions, get good answers. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm just getting ready for work. Take care, friend. Love you, Paul. Have an amazing day, friend. It was nice of you to tune in a little bit. Yesterday, had me thinking about love in the presence of discomfort and tragedy. Is there anything coming up for you in that way, Isaac? We'll see if you say anything going down. Damn, at your darkest moments, when you're susceptible to the most light. Beautiful, it said. I started to think that your keyboard hates you. Love is not a tool to dissipate pain and suffering, but the reminder why we persevere. Yes, he did. That is why must share love, not to eliminate suffering, but to remind us what lies beyond. Love is true, right? That north point in our experience. Pain, discomfort, suffering, loss, tragedy. And yet, what is it that arises? Where is it we're going if not love? You know, I'm 42. Yo, Paul, I love stuff like that. You know, how could I have known? How could have how could we have planned the fact that you come into the stream as I'm going through that rant to ask you that question, who happens to be a 42-year-old individual? Can't make this shit up, dude. Can't mean it, you know? And people will make fun of us, Paul. They're gonna be like, yeah, these bunch of hippie psychos, you know, they believe love is true or whatever. Huh? So schmecks. So freaking schmecks to you. Sofa, it's nice to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Truly it does, Jack. I have infinite suffering from my keys. From my keys. I have infinite suffering from my keys. The pressing of the buttons. That is something I've never thought of before. I suppose that the extreme form of love, passion, has been the origin of so many terrible things in history. I don't know if passion is the extreme form. Actually, yeah. I think for some reason the word extreme came through to me as original, you know. But I think you might be right. Actually, it's true. You know, you can convince yourself, like, and this is a beautiful quote that I like to share with Christian, especially. The most heinous, the largest atrocities can only be committed if the individuals committing them believe they're doing so out of love. Huh? It's pretty trippy. You know, if you have been convinced through propaganda, through misinformation, that this side of humanity is evil, you know, they're gonna come and eat your children or whatever, you can convince yourself to go there and murder all of them. You can. Because you can convince yourself from a place of love to do something like that. But that's the trip. That's the trip, to realize that we're not here to fight, that we're not going to change the world through riots, through protesting, through stomping our feet on the ground and screaming at the universe. We're going to change the world by living calmly, happily as the self, within this experience, wherever it is we are. And it's almost going to be like a melting experience, you know, literally, where these layers will just slowly and surely go away. And the consciousness, the awareness that is within all of us will slowly arise from the from the goo. 42 is the ASCII code for the asterisks. I read somewhere that it meant that the answer was anything you'd like. And yes, love is a Dros. It's nice to have you here, friend. Love is our Dros. I think you're a new friend right? I saw that you recently followed this space. I usually don't go and look, and yet I did today, and I saw your name, and I was like, what does that mean? Love is Art Rose. Love is Art Rose? I'm still confused, but I know I love you. Thank you, friend. Anything you like, and during today's yoga, I kind of touched on that topic again. The topic of perception. The fact that there is an infinity inside of you right now. And whatever you perceive within that infinity is your reality, right? So the asterisks, the meaning of life, the universe, and everything is anything you'd like. What you're making out of it, what you're perceiving, that is life. That is the meaning of the universe and everything. Damn! Yes, I'm new. Hello. You're here. Now, it's nice to have you, Fred. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I love that. Thank you for contributing to the stream. The meaning of life as a footnote. Of course it would, right? Footnotes and footnotes and footnotes and footnotes and footnotes and footnotes. Turtles all the way down, turtles all the way up. I think I experienced my first ever Wising moment. Damn, dude, it's nice, right? He tunes us in. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Jack. So my mind goes to your brain is jacked. Yes, jacked brain. So jacked. Those words really hit. Most people want to use love as a weapon against suffering, while that can never happen and can only be a blessing for a moment in time. Exactly. We're not trying to escape anything. We are embracing both ourselves and one another. Not trying to run, not trying to convince ourselves we're separate. Everything in the name of love makes everything worth it. Oh goodness, you friends are too kind. Oh brother Isaac, you deserve all of it. I love what you said, a weapon against suffering. To wield love like a weapon when someone is low is to be met with frustration. That person experience is purposeful and valid. I needed to hear that. Whew, brother Isaac. I'm gonna read that again. To wield love like a weapon when someone is low is to be met with frustration. Thank you. I just realized that Isaac's words are similar to the theme of Heroes by Chad Kruger. I don't know Chad Kruger, Jack, but yes, all of it. And this too. It's so vital to share love, like warm hugs, and not a parental lecture. Yeah, yes, dude. You're right. You're right, Isaac. You're so right, dude. Yo. The 21st century, huh? To love someone by just silently hugging them instead of wordsing at them. How dareth thine? That actually killed me. I love when you. Good God, I'm happy to hear that, Fred. It's a really cool song. I'll look it up, Jack. I've never heard it. It's a song. Okay, so a song called Heroes by Chad Kruger. Thank you for sharing it, friend. I'll have to look it up. It's a really cool song. Speaking of music of today, beautiful synchronicity. So true that love can be shown in ways that can perceive differently within a specific space. Actually, beautiful way of looking at it. Thank you, Isaac. Yeah, right. I needed to see that perspective, especially today. Especially today. The cogs of interaction continue to turn without resistance when in the presence of loving friends. My cogs be turning. You friends is over. Like I'm straight up tripping out at this point, Shannon. I'm like I'm thinking about smoking weed and stuff. Maybe we will. Our intention for smoking marijuanas will be to be whelmed, to not be underwhelmed, to not be overwhelmed, but to be very whelmed in this moment. Yes, my intention barometer is like, what the fuck? How are we supposed to give you something for whelmed? We don't know what whelmed means. Good. Ah, to being well. Ah. Man, that instrument makes me think things, yo. Kind of like tunes me into this ancient. I don't know if ancient is the right word. Maybe prehistoric would be a little bit better. Prehistoric, you know, kind of like fire gathering and just vibing to sounds as we're looking into the fire. Whew. The coffee has now steeped into my entire being. I can now smell colors. You know, I'm just imagining a world where we either figure out how to tune our neurons, you know, biologically or technologically, to the point where we can quite literally smell colors. Maxine, like actually, technically, it's possible. Synesthesia is a thing. So yes, right? And then to think that you drink coffee, and then suddenly you are like, yes, I can now again, like it's normal. Oh, good, I can taste the colors again. And then to us here in the 21st century, like, excuse me, what? What did you just say? Dude, that's so true. It's all in mindset. If you want to be driven and make something of your life, you'll do it. You can't help but. When you can't help but make something of your life, even if you don't try. That even if you don't try, you would have made of your life not trying, right? You cannot not make something. The coffee has no steam. That sounds that sounds tastes amazing. I actually believe that I might have some synesthesia when it comes to taste. It's not necessarily actually like a tongue sensation, but it's very much this is delicious sensation when it comes to listening to music for me. Some Mutra beans with hazelnut creamer. I can fuck with hazelnut creamer all day. Say, I got President's Choice Canadian blend, but it's hella good. I don't know what I drank today. I opened the bag of beans and then I put the bag of beans in a airtight container, and then I put the bag in the trash can. I feel bad for not at least icing it a little bit now, but it tastes good and it caffeines me. Someone getting caffeine. Letting the clocks turn. Thank you again. So, what a wonderful book called Talking to Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell. Malcolm Gladwell. What book did I read from? Outliers. I read Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. I don't think I've read Talking to Strangers. Sounds like a beautiful one. It's even better in audiobook form. I can only imagine. Thank you for the suggestion. If a DMT angel came out of the wormhole right at this moment, what is the first thing you would say? I would say I love you, probably. It's probably the first thing we want to hear. Comes into a whole new world. What would be the first thing you want to hear? Being in a whole new world. Jumpin' Jack comes into a whole new world. I love you, you DMT alien, you. Yeah. It's like, yes, sick. This is exactly where I want to be. This world is clearly vibes. Clearly vibes. First thing I hear coming into this world is I love you. That sounds sick to me. Thank you for asking that question. How about you? What did you say, Connor? They talk about a police precinct that implemented a new strategy to fight crime by approaching every interaction like they are a criminal. It worked in some cases and was awful in others. Applying that to the other end, if we could all approach interactions with strangers, if we were dear friends from the get go, so much prior attention could release so many hurtful words not said. That's what I try to do in a weird way, Isaac. Like I like to approach people like I know them. And some people find that disrespectful. You're like they like, I don't know you. Who are you? I'm like, I could know you. We could know each other. But I get completely where you're coming from with the bear. What a beautiful way to see it. To see everyone as a friend right from the get-go. And it's difficult to trust in that way. It is difficult to trust in that way, but you're a wise being. You're a wise being. You'll know if that's right. Yeah, to your answer, Connor. Well, we will. That's not gonna be okay with my heart. Yes, I completely understand what not well. It starts glitching. Error, error, error. Gets in a boot loop. Well, to answer Connor's question, uh, what did I drink? Oh, you're talking about what would you say to the DMT alien or the DMT angel? Well, that's not gonna be okay. Okay, I understand more. What did I drink and who spiked it? Dude, if you drank something and now suddenly DMT aliens are formulating into your three-dimensional space of existence, and you didn't realize you were drinking it, like that, because that's something. That's quite something. Maybe like someone, poured a bottle of liquid LSD in your cup or something. Ah, yes, the DMT aliens that I vibe with. You just see this person sitting. It's like, what's he doing? Oh, he's just chatting with his DMT alien friend. Ah, why? Well, someone spiked him with a whole bottle of acid. Ah, he's gonna be okay. Well, we'll have to see, I guess. Howdy there, sir. Thank you for the love. Advi, it's nice to have you here. Thank you for the 1111. 10 minutes ago, whelmed. I like it now. just zen, completely whelmed. Y'all too much. Love to you. Cheers to being whelmed. Thank you. My thinking instrument is guitar. I feel like a medieval bard sharing tales. I'm just imagining you like rocking it, dude. I'm imagining like what 100%, and I can already feel you feeling like what I'm gonna say, and I can feel you feeling what I'm gonna say is gonna make you feel good. Are you ready, Jack? I see 100% Tenacious D energy in you, dude. So much Tenacious D vibes, dude. It makes me happy, brother man. So much love to you. Reddit dropped. It did. It did. I mean, Aunt B just sent a message. I don't know if it's still dead. Maxine, my catharsis instrument is the drums. Hitting things is fun. My catharsis instrument is the little kalimba. Like just literally spacing out. Like I don't even have to look at the times anymore. I can still make some sounds. It really makes me happy. That's why I want to continue learning guitar, Jack. I love the language of music and I want to speak it. I'm just a tad bad at teaching myself, dude. The fingers. Oh, I'm a softie. I'm so soft, really soft. I can exercise and I can move heavy things, but I don't like it. I have to force myself to do it. So, like getting calluses on the tips of my fingers. Some friends are stronger than me. If you can play the guitar, you 100% are. You're stronger than me. But in time, I'll be Eddie Van Halen. In time, you'll be Isaac Osterling. Like people be like, Isaac Osterling? Yeah, of course I know Isaac. Agreed, Jack. That's why I have always been a drummer. Where's our beloved Mariah? Gonna get into the conundrum drums again. My cathartic is piano, interestingly enough. I mean, mine is also close to that even. You can convey so much emotion in the strength and the pause. Flippy! Oh, my bong. So dramatic. One of the other dogs just comes up walking closer. That's what it sounds like to me. It's just like screaming, like visceral, screaming into the universe. And I'm like, chillax. It really is not that bad. And sometimes she goes on for like minutes. And I'm like, whoa, please stop. Stop. You calm down. Look at her. Now she's rolling in the grass. You know, two states of the same consciousness. Oh, that's Judy. That's Judy rolling in the grass. Hey, Judy but Duty. Hey, Judy. Hey, Judy but Duty. Pippi is sprinting to get the attention first. Only sprints up to him. It's like, kan ik voor jullie aandacht hier, Pippi? Huh? Kan ik voor jullie aandacht hier? Oh, goodness. I love her so much. Pretty cathartic. Piano is arguably the most beautiful. So much complexity, it blows my mind. Taking a music appreciation class right now. And she is a world-renowned pianist. Being to sit in the presence of someone who knows how to play the piano and just being like enthralled by the waves coming out of over you is quite something. I hope you get to have that, Connor. I love that, Jack. Please do. I've started covering stuff in my free time, trying to learn how to mix on Audacity and stuff. So far, only brave enough to share with my wife. But the bear, that's where we start. Thank you for creating in the first place. I bet, Connor, that is so cool. I love seeing an aspect of the world from the eyes of a master. They seem to be the most humble and inspiring. That's beautiful, Isaac. LOL Mel HAL is an acronym that stands for Homeowners Association. Thank you for humbling me. I'm gonna go back and try and see if I can understand your comment better now, maybe. Let's see. That's gonna not be okay with the Homeowners Association. Yeah, I love that. You know, oh no, free from physical bounds, temporal existence. The Homeowners Association would very much not be okay with that. Terence McKenna knew this whole time, didn't he? Brother Isaac, he knew, dude. He knew before all of us. There we go. My comments are working again. You nailed it. Tenacious D is awesome. Yeah, Jack. See the love. See me seeing you, seeing you, seeing me, seeing you, seeing me, seeing me, seeing you, seeing me. Damn, if a DMT entity slid into my DMs, I would probably be like, whoa, yeah? Word. Then give it a fat hug. I mean, I would probably try to smoke a joint with the DMT entity. Be like, that's kind, dear human, but I do not partake of matter. Sorry. I'm like, okay. Don't partake of matter then. Yeah, don't eat a strawberry because you'll partake of matter. Don't drink water. Oh goodness, damn. Thank you. Thank you, Connor. Not sure if this is the right name, but Taylor drums. I have heard them play in our local Japantown when I lived in CA. So powerful. Taiko. Taiko? Like I feel like I'm missing a point. Nope. Thank you for sharing, Maxine. Oh, I played a Taiko show once. That was rad. So I'm guessing you play the drums? I heard them played in our local. I'm confused. I'm so confused. It is Isaac. I wish more professors were as passionate about their craft as her. I don't even imagine the amount of effort that goes into learning something like that. Appreciate every moment, actual thousands of hours doing something she loves. That's how. That's the only way, Connor. You do what you love for thousands of hours, and then you get good. And then people are like, shit, this person good at this thing that they love doing. How you do that? How you do that? Hours, so many hours. Giovanni, you played? Okay, I'm now clicking in again. Yeah, I'm also actually surprised by that, dude. That's awesome. Are they hard to learn? There was a bit during Taiko's show. that we had to do sit-ups while playing. It was a mega workout, doing choreographed drum switching. Way fun. That sounds so cool. That sounds so amazing, right? So you're high enough to witness a DMT entity, and your instinct is to get more high. You were ballsy, dude. Like, unironically, that is my archetype, Jack. I don't know if that's something to be proud of. You know, like this is something that happened during the day I was highest I've ever been. I kept pushing deeper and deeper and deeper into the psychedelic experience. And then I got to a point where I was like, well, you know, I guess I have to bite the bullet and dive deep. So I took 550 mics, you know, it's like enough. It's very much enough. And yet, as I was peaking, and my friends did it, one of my friends, Christian, did it with me. I was like, "You want to take some more mushrooms?" And he just looks at me with the state, in the state of shock, like genuine, like visceral shock. He's like, "No, why would you? Why would you want to take more mushrooms?" I'm like, "Well, don't like, it's not." And then I didn't take any more mushrooms myself as well. Like his sheer shock in that moment was so jarring. I was like, oh no, I'm not surprised. Thank you, Jack, for seeing it. I see no problem with getting super high and seeing through the layers of reality. Never done it myself, truth be told, but I'm happy to hear others' experiences. It's nothing. There's nothing there. That's not you. That's the joke as well, Jack. That's the joke. That's why usually in my experiences, I'm not scared of going even deeper because the deeper you go, the more there is of you, you know. And if you're scared of yourself, that might be intimidating. But realizing that all of the darkness you could possibly imagine, and at the same time, in the same breath, all of the light you could possibly imagine is always here right now. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to mind. There's already all of that here with you right now, Jack. You'll have your experiences too. So many hours, beautifully put into time, will get you the results. If not, was it truly wasted doing what you love? That's it, Connor. That's. I really feel the message we're trying to share as a collective is that, and it's so simple, right? Love is true. Show up for what you love, and in doing so, melt more. You know, realize that as you go through this experience, parts of yourself that you thought were you will go away, and you'll feel like that's you melting. It never was you. You can melt more going through that experience and still arise on the other side, having grown, having lost parts of yourself, being more yourself, having lost parts of yourself. Hmm? It's all contrived. It's all contrived. And going through this contravity, this complexity, at least loving it, enjoying what you're experiencing going through it, I feel that's the way you win. That's the way you succeed. That's the way you, in this naive, separate consciousness that we inhibit as egos, is the way you live a good life instead of a bad one. Now all I see is Mabel from Gravity Falls getting high off a discontinued candy. Of course, you watch Gravity Falls as well. Also, top of my list of favorites, dude. Hmm. A Little Dipper, dude. Just me again, you know, the Justin Roiland character where he's this dude, time police, straight up time police, you know. There's this whole universe out there, like alien civilizations, parts of our humanity even potentially existing somewhere in the future, right now, waiting for us, calling us. Literally, it's like, there's a question for you, Mel. Hmm. Have you ever wished for a bigger audience during your streams, or do you prefer a smaller fan base in order to keep a more tightly knit community? So, Jack, it's an interesting question. And I feel the answer is hmm, paradoxical, you know, where this is the way it needs to be right now. And I don't want for it to be anywhere else. To the point where I get anxious knowing it won't be this way forever, knowing that it is going to be in the way more and more successful, you know? And again, what that success means to me is more and more people believing love is true. So it is this paradoxical realization that we will have larger and larger audiences. And at the same time, this feeling like the cultivation of this community is what's going to allow the larger audience in the first place. That if we couldn't have this tight knit community, this love for one another, this appreciation of one another, this sharing each other's almost like souls with one another, we wouldn't be able to go further, you know? So if I wanted it to be one way instead of the way that it is, it would never be in the way that I want it to be because I can't be with what is right now, right? That's at least the way that I have articulated the feelings kind of around this space for myself. And I'm grateful. And it's happening right now. It's happening right now. You know, it's accelerating. There's a bunch of things in the work right now. And it worries me. It worries me. Fortunately, we have we have established ground, if that makes sense. You know, like we have a familiarity that is set in this community, and that will never go away. We have built this literally. This is our creation, our collective creation, and that will never go away. It's like the foundation we poured. Everything else will be built onto that. So it will never go away. We will never be lost. We'll go through the infinity and we'll get to share that experience. I don't think nothing will change as everything changes. Is the best way that I can words what's going on inside my head. The Gal Triad to Carpe Diem. Good morning to you. It's nice to have you here again, friend. How's life treating you? I have always looked up to people in the animation industry. The people that make good animations are the ones that don't lose their innocence, but also convey the experience of adulthood. Dude, the Midnight Gospel. Damn. Childlike, yet not for children, right? Innocent, yet gruesome. Harmless, yet disturbing. Beautiful, yet jarring. Like it's one of my favorite shows, you know, and it murders my soul that Netflix canceled it. But I believe Duncan Trussell isn't going to be stopped that easily. SpongeBob, Adventure Time, regular show, South Park, etc. is that it shows the divine innocence while explaining the games we like to play on ourselves. Exactly. It's like, look at this. Look at this thing. You see how people do this to themselves? Yeah. How does it make you feel? Do you want to keep doing it? Realize you get to choose. Realize, watch these people choose and watch how their choices affect them. Huh? Do you want to make the same choices? Hmm? Like that's where we are right now. Like we live in a stage of existence, the 21st century, where we have been exposed as individuals to more information as individuals than potentially the entire humanity was exposed to at certain points of time. Like think about that. That millions of people were existing on planet Earth, experiencing basically day to day ka-chunk ka-chunk, make sure you have enough food to eat food. Maybe there were conversations had and there was divinity in that, stories being shared. But with the amount of perspective you have had just as an individual, you would have more perspective as all of those individuals put together. When it comes to what you know about technology, when it comes to what you know about society, when it comes to what you know about different cultures, different places in the world, we're at the precipice of the paradigm shift where the way we think about things are going to change. The way we're going to think about in like the individual, each other, is going to change. Midnight Gospel is so good. I watched the last episode. My mom, while she had cancer, it really hits, dude. I don't know if you know, Connor, but Christian's mom passed away from cancer last year, 2020, in December. She passed. No, 2021, the 3rd of January, excuse me. She passed away. And me and Christian are very close, right? And I feel Christian is in a lot of ways one of the most beautiful reflections of the same divinity that I see in all of us, to me, right? In my archetype. And his mom and my mom even look the same. You know, they even have the same hardworking ethic. She unfortunately smoked and drank a lot in her life, Christian telling me this. And her passing of cancer, then watching that episode, I watched it as if I was watching it as Christian, and it destroyed me. I couldn't help but go and just love my mom. Connor, I'm assuming your mom beat it. Is she better? Like the way you used your words makes me think that. It makes me happy. I love you, Brother Bay. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for taking the time with your mom. Thank you, friends, for taking this time with me. I'm gonna pull a card. Gonna say goodbye. Gonna enter our day, realizing that there's a lot to be grateful for living in the 21st century. And yes, there's a bunch of hectic shiznit happening at all times. And yet, within all of that hectic shiznit, you, this, birds chirping, breaths being taken, gravity supporting your mass, you supporting yourself, a heart beating in your chest, a mind able enough to elicit something out of everything, right? The fact that there's so much going on here right now. And yet, in a moment, you can be like, oh yeah, I know. Oh yeah, that thing. Oh yeah, eyes. Oh yeah, I'm extracting complex information from facial expressions without even having to consciously think about how it is I'm doing that. Hot diggity damn. You're quite something, you, huh? Such a beautiful being. Card time! Card time indeed. I'm looking forward to it. I feel today's card is gonna be something. We'll see if it's gonna be more synchronicity or if we will be steered in a new direction. I want to kind of have you see the sunrise. I mean, sunset. Can we draw 2 cards and then choose which one we want? I like that. Yes, we can. Yes, we can indeed. I actually really like that. That way we can have more fractals of experience. So, hold the cards away from me. I'm gonna do it like, and you know what? I'm gonna do it like, no. I'll try again. I think he's gonna shimmy some things around, make some space for my leggings. Ooh, the grass underneath my feet feels amazing. Obviously without seeing what it is. Oh yes, of course. I'm gonna hold it away from me. And then I'm gonna pick a card like this. This one, definitely. Card in front. And then this one. Card in the back. All right. We can cast votes. Card in front versus card in back. Going. Going. Shwam, shwam. So, front card, back card, front card. Ooh, damn. The receiving card. Card number 64. Man, isn't that... Yo. DNA helixes across the sides. Heart energy opening up to the infinity. Open palms. Willing to receive. Open mind. Connecting with the infinity. Damn. And then the back card. Peace offering. The peace offering. Also a trippy one. Talking about DMT entities, right? A DMT entity enters our reality and comes with a peace offering. Okay. To the people, the dear friends that resonated with the front card, resonated with receiving. This is for you. I feel the front card is the one that I resonated with the most. Receiving. Readiness and receptivity. This is the final card in the Sacred Geometry deck. Embedded in the background of this image is stunning geometry that appeared as a crop formation in 2003. The figure is charged with readiness and receptivity. Her outstretched arms and open hand chakras are an expression of trust, openness, and infinite potential. She is a lightning rod and a receptor of universal information and infinite wisdom. DNA spirals appear as pillars or antennae in support of her readiness. This card celebrates the transformation that is taking place in our experience of reality and our willingness to shift from separation of duality consciousness to the certainty of our connectedness with all that is. Sacred geometry is one way that information and energy are entering consciousness at this time. You are gaining a greater appreciation for and are participating in the evolution of consciousness. Are you, as you continue your visionary path, allow your awareness and understanding of sacred geometry to nurture this evolution. Let this card be a signpost of your willingness to become a beacon of hope and a guiding light for those still caught in the old paradigm of separation. Remain receptive to the message you are receiving and give thanks for your conscious participation. Remain receptive to the messages you are receiving and give thanks for your conscious participation. Damn! Damn, that card kicked my ass. Hot damn. Obviously, without seeing what it is. Thank you, dear Jack. I don't know if I think the comments maybe broke. Yeah, they did. Maybe that's why I was like waiting for the front. There we go, Jack. Receive, brother bear, receive. That bird made me miss Toasty. Where? I actually sent Toasty a message. Send him a message as well, please, Jovan. He's in a place where he can receive love. Yes, 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 the fractals. 64, such a divine number. It had to be, right? Like I feel, as I said, like when I was trying to pull today's card, I felt this card coming for us. Significance. Perfectly in tune with what we're talking about as well. 64 is my favorite. There we go, dude. Yo, okay. And the peace offering. I feel, weirdly enough, Isaac, you kind of gave me a peace offering message, you know, with your wisdom of sharing love with someone that's low can be met with frustration, you know, to instead of trying to make things better by wording at them, to just embrace them. Whew. So the peace offering, to live peace, to pray peace. Depicted on this card are vortices of peace doves spiraling over a black ground of dark, over a background of dark storm clouds. The hearts are created by golden spirals and form the core of intention held by hands seeking peace. As we view world events in these times, it is disheartening to hear of war, conflict, and aggression. Many feel powerless, incapable of action, and defenseless in the face of the outrage. How can we be empowered? Both quantum physics and metaphysical thoughts affirm that by our intentions, we create our reality. No matter how dark it may seem, humanity is evolving. This card symbolizes prayers offered with the conscious intention of peaceful hearts everywhere to shift from darkness and fear to love and compassion. It advises you to not lose hope, rather to live peace in whatever way you are able. By your actions and your intentions, you will accelerate the process of creating true peace. Both your prayers and your efforts in the community to actively live peace and support those who are like minded will aid in shifting the balance. In so doing, recognize that you are assisting the evolution of consciousness towards a world in which peace is truth and not solely a dream. Peace is truth and not solely a dream. Damn, what? Damn, dude. Thank you for asking me to pull 2 cards, Jack. Yo. Yo. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for allowing moments like these to exist. You know, like quite literally, you are allowing for this moment to exist. And what a beautiful moment it was. It will be forever a beautiful moment with all of us. Nobody can ever take it away. Thank you for giving it to me. Thank you for giving it to yourself. I love you. I love you so much. Infinite value to each and every one of you. Your beautiful minds. Love you. Love you, dear friends. Thank you for joining me. Sharing a moment. It was nice to have you all here. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. And then again. And again. And again and again and again and again and again and again. Into infinity and beyond. Into infinity and beyond. What does that even? Beyond infinity? Yes. Yes. Beyond. Even beyond infinity. I mean, I love you. Thank you for joining me. Have an amazing day. Take care of yourself. You're living in the 21st century, yo. Wow. Celebrate. I love you. Cheers. Sleep well, Jack. Thank you for having us here in the now. I must rest now. Good night, all. Sending all my love and mindfulness to you, friends. Sending it right back to you, Jack. Sleep well, dear friend. Luke! Is that? Take care, mate. Love your energy. It's nice to have you, friend. So cool to see you live. I saw your comment on one of the videos afterwards. It's nice to have you here now, dude. I'll see you again soon. Love all of you. Thank you, beloved friends. Looky here. Love you. Thank you, friends. Like I don't want to end the stream even. There we go. I'm happy I didn't. Shannon says, have the most beautiful day, everyone. I love you all so very, very dearly. Mel and all of you beautiful friends. Whew. I see day one's artwork. The kind of like pill-shaped ascension energy being sent up into the universe. Thank you for sending some of your energy to me. Thank you for allowing me to send some of my energy to you.